How is all this actually going to be impacting our Indian markets? We'll have a team of research joining in with us to set us up for trade. Which are the important stocks to watch out for in today's trading session as well? So we have Gaurav to talk to us about the stocks. But before I go to Gaurav, let me take you through what the trade setup is looking like for the Indian markets. So yes, in terms of trade setup, like I mentioned, the handover from US is not bad. We've seen that gains coming in as well. Tech in the US did really well. So AMD, whether you look at Apple, managed to close with very strong gains. We had a lot of commentary that came in from Trump overnight as well, and especially in terms of the meeting that will be held with Putin tomorrow. So on the back of that, we could see some bit of a move coming in for the Indian markets as well. FIIs on that front, FIIs were sellers in the Indian markets again. 3,644 crores approximately is what they sold in the equities, while DIIs continued to be buys of around 5,600 crores. Important to watch out for in terms of factors today, weekly expiry, do not forget that. We have the WPI inflation data that will come in today, so that is important. Trade data for the Indian markets is important. We have CM that will be releasing the car sales data for the month of July. Keep an eye out on that one. A lot of earnings today, last leg of earnings that is coming in. So Indian Oil Corporation, Vodafone Idea, Patanjali Foods, Ashok Leyland Pharma, we have Glenmark Pharma and Inox Wind also will be reporting their numbers. Some of the moves that we'll be seeing coming in on these companies. Other than that, Saturn Credit will also be in focus fundraising plans there. And do not forget, US Department of Commerce will be reviewing the exemption related to the 90-day tariff exemption that was there for electronics from India. So that will be a key to watch out for, but that will come post-market hours. But that's an important event that we'll keep an eye out on. New debutant on the D Street today, JSW Cement listing happening today. So keep an eye out on that. And Nifty, obviously, yesterday ended on that positive note, reclaimed the 24,600 levels yesterday. Resistance and support that we'll be keeping an eye out on. 24,750 in terms of resistance and around 24,350 is the support that we have for the Nifty today. So keep an eye out on these levels as well. But that's the setup looking like for today's trading session. Which are the important stocks that we should be keeping an eye out on? Gaurav's here to take us through that. Good morning, Gaurav.
Well, good morning. First, let's talk about BPCL. A good set of numbers is what we saw here. Company reported profits of around 6,100 crores, which was actually higher than our expectation. And at the same time, revenue also was higher than what we were estimating. Other than that, Jubilant Foodworks, here also we saw a good set of numbers. In fact, the growth was actually better than the peers. Net profit that came in at around 66.67 crores, while margins, they remained at around 19% versus what it was at 19.2% as estimated. Other than that, Muthoot Finance, now this company actually came up with very good set of numbers. When we look at net interest income, profit, every parameter is what we have seen a beat from the company. Net profit is now at around 2,046 crores. When we look at loan book growth, that was also at around 40% on a year-on-year basis. Now the loan book stands at around 1.2 lakh crores. Other than that, United Spirits, good set of number here as well. Net profit that increased almost to 258 crores, a bit lower than our poll, but at the same time, revenue came in line with what we were estimating. Texmaco Rail, on the other hand, actually reported some decline in profit. That declined almost by 50%. Now the profit stands at just 30 crores versus when we look at the revenue, there also we saw a decline of around 16% on a year-on-year basis. IRCTC, inline set of numbers is what we can say. Net profit that increased almost by 7%, while revenue increased almost by 12% on a year-on-year basis. Other than that, let's also focus on Jain Irrigation. Now company has secured an order worth 135 crores and this is for solar pumps in Maharashtra. Zydus Life, now this is also in focus, and the reason being that company has got zero observations from the US FDA inspection at one of the facilities at Ahmedabad. And lastly, let's also focus on ICICI Bank. Remember, a few days ago, bank had raised their minimum average balance. Now they have reduced the balance once again. For metro and urban, it has been reduced to 15,000 versus what it was at 50,000. For semi-urban, it has been reduced to 7.5 thousand, and for rural location, it has been reduced to 2.5 thousand. So definitely, all these stocks are going to be on our radar today.
Okay, Gaurav, thank you so much for that. Keeping an eye out on all those stocks on our radar today. But